You're listening to Faith Football Fans, where we talk about your Atlanta Falcons all year long with Toby D.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Toby D, and you have tuned in to my Christian audio podcast, Faith Football Fans. If they don't want to talk about them, we will, because that's just what I love to do. I'm a fan just like you, but I love to talk about my Atlanta Falcons with anybody who is willing to listen. And this is a great week to talk about our Atlanta Falcons. And shout out to the fans that have sent the Atlanta Falcons off on a great pep rally send-off. You had Mayor Kasim Reed, who had his pep rally a couple of days before the Falcons pep rally, as we watched them ride by on the buses. Now, of course, I missed it, but they rode by on the buses and they went to the airport, and they are now in Houston, landed safely, thank God for that, with Mr. Alex Mack walking pretty well and healthy after that ankle injury. And we knew that Julio Jones, that was originally reported that he was not practicing this week, did practice on a limited role in the walkthrough on Friday, on Walkthrough Fridays, as Dan Quinn likes to call it. One of the things that he has taken from Pete Carroll, one of his mentors, by the way, and how he has his team prepared during the week with competition Wednesdays and turnover Thursdays. And the game plan is in, according to Dan Quinn. They won't have to be worrying about that part of it. They wanted to get as much done in their own environment before they left. And here's a guy that is experienced in this, and he knows what to help the Atlanta Falcons do to get prepared. I heard that he had the wives in and the girlfriends in of the team, and he spoke to them about how things was going to go down, and basically giving them the rundown of things that is going to go on, and don't be surprised at them going on and getting too much in a overreactive state with what they see going on, and how they can help this team to better prepare and be ready and less distracted going into this big game of many of them lives on Sunday in Super Bowl 51. So I'm just excited about knowing that Dan Quinn has experience being there 3 out of the 4 years as of late in the NFL. So when a lot of people say we don't have experience, yes, we do, especially from the head coach. And not only him, but he's built a staff where a lot of those guys that are on his staff have either coached in the Super Bowl or have played in it. So we got experience there. And these guys are going to be grounded. I know a lot of people don't want to believe them when they say this is just like a regular game, because they basically have the mentality just like the Seattle Seahawks. We play a championship game every week. So this game is no different. Now, we all know common sense tells us, yes, it is different, because the Lombardi is on the line. Just like the playoffs was different. But Dan Quinn, you got to give him kudos, because he has done a good job keeping this team grounded and being able to go out and execute on a high level despite how big the stage is. And when you got 4 rookies on defense going out here playing against some of the top QBs in the NFL and playing as good as they are, man, you have to be excited about that. One, because of the quick development of these players. Number 2, it will allow you, because Dan Quinn has a staff that can develop players, to be able to pay your elite stars the money that they deserve as well, especially with the cap going up every year because of the big money that the NFL is making. So this is very exciting for all of us as Atlanta Falcons fans, and that things are happening as earlier than we anticipated going into the new dome. Now, a lot of people are going to say that everything was rigged because the Falcons are going into the dome and they needed to get to the Super Bowl in order for people to buy in so that they could sell out the crowd with this new dome and be able to cover all the money that has been invested in this dome. And hey, it is what it is. You can say what you want. You know what I have to say to that? Well, hey, then they need to keep favoring the Falcons, because the Falcons and their fans are long overdue. 18 years, as a matter of fact, long overdue. So if that's how you're playing it, then that's how I'm going to respond. And it's all good. There's word that we really don't belong on this stage with a QB coach duel that is basically continuing to build their legacy, and we're only part of that. But the good news for us is Tom Brady's still not going to retire. Like the situation with John Elway that we ran into when we went to our first Super Bowl appearance. Not to mention we had a few immature situations go on there with certain players. And Dan Quinn is more than confident that he will not have that type of situation, because he was asked about that when someone made the comment and was referring to the situations that happened with the last Super Bowl appearance that our Falcons had. And I believe him. I believe this team is going to go in here and they are ready to handle business. And my advice to you and myself as fans is to enjoy the experience. Now, although I believe that the Falcons, because we finally have a coach and understands how to build a team and how to develop players, that we will make more of these appearances and it won't be another 18-year drought. But we need to enjoy the experience, because we know there's going to be negativity and we know there's going to be a lot of stats out there about the number one scoring offense and versus the number one scoring defenses and the outcome that has come. Yes, it hasn't fared well on the offensive side of the ball. And the only team really, it's only happened 6 times that I know of and have heard. The only team that really overcame that statistic was the San Francisco 49ers when they beat down the Broncos in a serious fashion, 54-10, I believe, with Joe Montana in the group. Hey, man, I'm not saying we're going to blow out the New England Patriots. I don't want to disrespect them like that, but they're going to have to come with their A game. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't believe that defense has played anybody. We are the first team, really, besides Ben Roethlisberger, that they have played as far as a quarterback who is as hot as Matt Ryan is right now, even though people have been trying to put other quarterbacks over Matt Ryan. And every time they've done that, Matt Ryan has shown that he is hotter than they are. We all know how it went down with Mr. Aaron Rodgers, the hottest man in the land, until the Falcons defense cooled him off and Matt Ryan continued to stay hot. Now, in both games, we almost turned the ball over a few times. But fortunate for us, neither team was able to take advantage of those things. Now, I will come to say that New England is not going to be one of those teams, because if they get the opportunities that those other defenses missed on us, they're going to make the best out of them. I would be shocked if they don't, especially when our turnover ratios are very close in comparison and how well both the offenses take care of the football. But we do know that Tom Brady can throw some picks and will do it. And it's up to the Falcons to be in position to be able to take advantage of those opportunities when they arise. I've seen quite a few passes that were tipped up by receivers because of the way he throws it at times, and players were there on the defense to capitalize. And I'm hoping the Falcons can do that, but in this situation be able to score, because sometimes those teams have not been able to score off of those turnovers when they've gotten them off Tom Brady. So, listen, it's going to be a cool game. Now, of course, you heard about Devontae Freeman saying that he feels his offense can pretty much do whatever they want to do, and that teams will have to pick their poison. Now, they tried to get a rise out of the New England Patriots defenders, and they wouldn't bite at it. But listen, this is, to me, not any kind of bulletin board material that you're going to give New England. And we all know when you give New England bulletin board material, history has shown they will beat that behind. But he's not saying anything that Tony Gonzalez, Ryder White, them used to say when they were here. Kick your poison. Now, I feel that we are a much better offense than that offense was, and it's clearly evident because we're in the Super Bowl after being 10 yards away 3 years ago when we went to the NFC Championship against the San Francisco 49ers. Man, but it's an exciting time. A lot of people are going for the Falcons, and it'll be interesting just to see how many fans that's going to jump on the bandwagon and how many Atlanta Falcons fans that are going to be in Houston right now and cheering for the Atlanta Falcons. I am excited to see what the turnout is going to be, because I know those tickets are super high, and maybe one day I'll be able to afford to go. But hey, it is what it is. I'm still going to have a great time. I can't wait to participate in the Super Bowl party with my in-laws and my wife and things of that nature, and taking the kids over. You know, they say to train your kids up in the way they should go, and therefore when they get older, they won't stray from it. I still can't understand why my son is a Seahawks fan. No disrespect to Seahawks, but I'm going to get my girls as Falcons fans, and whoever marries them is going to have to be a Falcons fan too, because they ain't having it. But that's it for me. Please subscribe, like, comment. Toby D, Faith
Thanks
Football
for tuning
Fans.
into
Peace.
Faith Football Fans with Toby D, your dependable Atlanta Falcons fan, talking about Atlanta Falcons football. Tune in next time.